And we have 7 people watching right now. Okay, we're gonna start talking about IK, FK, animation in Avastar, and I'm gonna log out of Second Life here. And if anybody's watching and you're actually in Second Life, you might want to log out just for the time of the video because you're streaming. It's a lot of bandwidth going back and forth for Second Life and then also for streaming. Not a lot of the animation stuff can be done without Avastar, but this specific video today has to do with Avastar's IK controls. So no, not in this specific video. Okay, so we have a brand new startup screen here. I'm going to hit X and X and delete the cube. And Control S, get that back to center. I'm going to add an Avastar extended, even though we're not going to use extended today. And I'm going to lower the quality here so I can keep getting a better screen. And select all. I always go into orthographic mode and period to zoom in. I'm going to hit N. I'm going to turn off all of these rotation limits. And I'm going to go into Avastar here, and we don't need to see face and hands. Okay. So, many people might not know, but Avastar has an IK system for our avatars, for our normal human avatars. But you have to go turn it on. There might be simpler ways to turn it on in the panel, but this is how I know how to use it. So we turn on IK arms, IK legs. Limbs are the back ones, and we're not going to deal with those today. There's some settings here, but I'm not going to play too much with those. What else? Show all controls. Okay, so in order for the IK to work, you have to apply them by moving this bar all the way to 100%. So now when I grab this IK control, I can move it around. All right, and it will move. Without these on, this does nothing. Okay. So let's do a quick, this video is not about how to use IK or anything like that. It's about switching between IK and FK, which in the past could be a problem. And the reason why you would use FK or IK is anytime you have any kind of hip movements, you'll see the legs, we're using IK now, you'll see the legs are stuck here on the ground when we're using IK. And that makes it a lot easier to animate, especially if the hips are moving from side to side and up and down. Okay, and with IK, those feet are locked, or I can move them, of course, and it just makes it easier to control the character for some specific animations. So we're going to do, but the problem was anytime you used IK, it wasn't easy to save the rotation of the bones to use them with other animations using FK. Right, I'm covering Avastar today. So we're going to make some really quick animations, and I'm going to show you how to easily convert all of your IK animations into FK. Okay, so here I've already moved a bunch of the bones. We're going to go into the animation window, and I'm going to hit 5 and zoom in. There we go. And I want to go to Action Editor. We're going to have a new animation. Might as well save it. Okay. Now, I want auto keying here. So now I move this, and now I have a new keyframe here. I haven't moved any of the IK or anything, though. So it hasn't registered any of that. So let's move some of this around a little bit. And let's go like this and that. Let's just go like this. And I want to bend the elbows a little. Here we go. There we go. So real quickly, and now I can go bam to the other side. And I might have to move that right. There we go. Or actually, I should have done that. There we go. And we can move these a little. So real quickly, we have a bunch of keyframes. And this is all done with IK, of course. And we can keep this window open so we can see our IK controls. So now we have basically a pose. Now we'll go into another, we'll create another pose in our timeline here. And pretty much all the bones have moved, or at least in the arms and legs and everything. So I'm not going to get too fancy with moving these around too much. Just move that like that and like that. All right. So there's another animation there, or another pose. Now we'll go into another one. And I just care that all the joints are moving so I can display all this well. Okay, so there's, you know, a quick little whatever animation. But if I turn the IK off, now I've just lost everything. There's no FK keyframing in there. Okay, so let's turn our IK back on. Okay, and now, okay, so I have all of our IK on. We have a set of buttons here. Okay, so I want to click all of the set of bones that I want to FK save. So I'm going to click each one of these, and it's selecting each one of the bone groups. And now I'm going to hit visual rotation. Now, when I remove this IK, nothing moved. Well, there's slight movement. Okay, so let's do it with the rest of these, because here, if I remove this, see, it's no longer saving that. So we want to try and save it in an FK. So again, we need to select all these, visual rotation. Again, we can check. We check and see. Next keyframe. I might be able to just say visual rotation, and it might work. Nope. I have to select each one of these, and then visual rotation. And just like that, I now changed an IK animation into an FK animation. And I can go up here and I can take out all of this IK now. And our animation still works just as we created it. And I can turn off those IK visuals. Okay, so real quickly, IK to FK, real simple, well, pretty simple. Now, I'm going to show how you can take an FK animation, add in, use IK in it. So let's say you have to make a correction or you want to add something to the end of the animation and you don't want to have to, move every bone, and you want to try and use IK. Well, let's try something new now. I'm going to append an animation here. Where am I at? I think that's where I want it to be. Okay, action. I want to do, I tested this on a landing animation, so let's try that. Okay, so let's switch to this landing animation. So here I have this motion captured landing animation. And let's say at the end here, I want him to go into a completely different pose, okay? But I want to use FK or IK, not FK. So I'm going to apply all of my IK controls, just like this. And now I'm going to move my avatar how I want. So let's say I want him down on the ground or something, or closer to the ground. So let's move all of that. Even make him even weirder. There we go. Okay, so now we have all of this. We want to save this pose, so we're going to hit each one of these. I'm going to hit visual rotation, and now from here to here, we've already added onto this animation without screwing up any of the FK. And another really cool feature of that they've added in here is align IK to pose. Okay, so here I'm in the FK pose, the FK keyframing here, but my IK is no longer lined up with this pose. So if I just hit align IK to pose, now I can work off this FK setting and go from there. So, but that's just a quick look at going from IK to FK and back again, and how easy it is to go back and forth now. Does anybody have any other questions? I think I'm going to end this here. We just have 8 people watching right now, but I think it's a quick little video for the weekend. All right, have a good one, everyone.